Welcome back to the second half of Newsbreak Live, and joining me live is the wonderful Janet Payne, who is in charge of special events at the Torrance Historical Society and Museum. So nice to see you. I always love seeing you.
I love seeing you too.
Thank you so much for coming on my show, and this is a very exciting week for you and your family at the museum because a tradition is coming back for another year this Thursday.
That's right, Rock Around the Block.
Tell me about the event this year.
It's the 13th year. It's so hard to believe that we've been doing it for 13 years, and we have a good, successful formula now, which makes us really happy. We're totally excited to see lots of new people come, and some people that have won contests before coming back to try to keep their title. So it's really fun.
And before we talk about what happens during the event, there's a lot of historical significance about how this event kind of started. Tell me about that.
Well, Rock Around the Block started as a 50s event because, like all museums, we're always trying to get people to come in and looking for different ways and interesting things. So 13 years ago, we thought, gosh, what could we focus on in Torrance history that would be fun, that would be something different than coming in the museum or a program, and in the summer. And we tried 3 different themed nights on a Thursday night, and one of them was a 50s event with some 50s cars and some music, and I think we got the In-N-Out burger truck. And we only sold 200 burgers, but that was a big deal for us then. And the 3 nights was too much. We did something in June, July, August. It was too much. We thought we were just going to perish from working so hard. But we knew we were on to something. And the history connection is the city of Torrance received the All-America City Award in 1956. The then Mayor Eisen went back east and presented, and he did a letter writing campaign where everybody wrote why Torrance was so great. And they were selected, and that really had been a very prestigious community recognition. It was so prestigious that the city of Torrance kept using the logo year after year after year on all of their materials, and finally the League of Cities said, enough, you can't use it anymore. So they were really proud. And that's why we said, let's do this, and we came up with the name. And the Rock Around the Block is really kind of genius.
And it's a lot of fun. So what happens during this wonderful event? I know there's some additions this year. Yeah. There's so many different things that you wouldn't see at a normal event.
So you wouldn't see a pie eating contest at a normal event. When we started planning, we thought, well, 50s music is really cool. You know, it's the be there or be square. And you got to have 50s cars right there. Then you got to have a display. You got to trick people to come into the museum and see what it's about. You know, look at the telegram from President Eisenhower saying, congratulations, Torrance, on being an All-America city. So it's kind of like a magic act. Get something that people are going to like it. In the first year, you know, a few people, the guys wore the jeans and the white T-shirts, and a few people wore poodle skirts and the music, but, you know, we weren't allowed to dance in the street because we didn't have permits.
And the street is shut down for people.
The street is shut down.
It's happening in the heart of downtown Torrance in front of the museum, just so people know.
Right. We close off the street and kind of form a T at Craven's, and there are 50s cars all up and down. Since the centennial in 2012, we have a few more other cars, and people like it. We've had the city restored bus before, quite a variety, and sometimes the Oscar Mayer Wienermobile shows up, and we never know until that day if it's going to come or not. They're
so
in LA.
Have to show up to know.
Oh, we know, we got our fingers crossed this year, but if not, next year. We try every year. We have the music, the cars, the contest, the games. We have lots of partners. Torrance Bakery does cakewalk. And, you know, a lot of people grew up with cakewalks. I did. You won a whole cake, but they were usually at a church event. You win cupcakes, and the kids love it. So they're learning a new clean-cut game that's fun. Then we do hula hoop contest, and at first we did it just for the kids. And we didn't even plan on having grown-ups doing hula hoops, and we finished with the kids winning. We didn't have any more prizes, and the grown-ups said, like, well, can we please come out and do the hula hoop? And we went, oh my gosh, okay, you won't get a prize, but come on out. So now the grown-ups are out there fighting to do their hula hoop. And then we do the bubble gum. Same with that. We did it for the kids. And we've got grown-ups that practice, and they get really kind of possessive about how good they are, and you know they just want to blow the biggest bubble. That's what it's all about. And the final fun game, the ultimate to me, is the pie eating contest.
Oh,
and
that does sound fun.
It's so fun, and it's so.
Do you participate?
No, never in 100 years. But the kids love to see their dads or their uncles or the grown-ups gobbling that pie and having it all over their face. And this one neighbor did it a couple of years ago. He had pie stuff all over his beard. It was just so, everybody was going, oh my gosh, it's so awful. But it's so great, And
I think the important part is it's bringing history and the community together, and people can learn a little bit more about Torrance, like visiting the museum, as you mentioned. What are some special features that will be on exhibit? I know this year the Louis Zamperini collection grew a little bit.
Yes.
So if you can tell our viewers about that.
Yeah, well, we have some static things where we have photos out. We have some giant photos up on a wall that you can see 30-year difference in the development of the city, and it's just like, wow. You see fields, and then 30 years later, it's full of streets and houses. That's one of the most stopping things that when you look at that. We have a lot of wonderful photos of a lot of different subjects, organizations, like the Torrance Area Youth Band, things like that. We have a little military exhibit. The coolest thing right now is the Louis Zamperini. I call it the Louis Zamperini stuff. We are the caretakers on behalf of the family of the Trust Collection. And there are two big exhibits, one at the airport that Louis and his friend put together and that we maintain, and the other one in the museum. There's a lot of people that served in the military, and Louis is sort of everybody's hero. It's front and center this year. Usually we have a rock theme front and center, but this year Louis is front and center, and it's really backed by the big green sign that was put up on June 2nd on the freeway, 405 freeway, the Louis Zamperini Memorial Highway. And we have two jackets that are brand new with a wonderful history, his dress military uniform jacket and his bomber jacket. And that flew back east for a really important Air Force event, the 75th anniversary. And we had a courier carry it in a suitcase on the airplane.
That was pretty amazing. I know we were there. So.
Oh, it was so amazing. And we have this. This is the only collection in the world. It is our little museum, and we just have just a tiny bit out. But people, I think, are going to really enjoy seeing such really important pieces of somebody's life.
And the Torrance Historical Society and Museum is a gem in the city. You guys have so many archived material. What do you want people to know about the museum?
I want them to know that we've made a huge investment in their town. There's not a single paid person down there. The people that work, including myself, I treat that like I would a regular job, probably work harder than I ever worked at any other job. We don't get a paycheck. We do it because we believe in it. We love when we get the third graders and the Boy Scouts and the Girl Scouts. We do free walking tours. We do free programs, anything that connects to history that we think somebody would like to come in. And we do fun stuff too. Like in August, every Thursday night, we call it Late Night Thursday. Instead of closing the museum at 4, we're open till 8 o'clock at night. And every Thursday we have a different theme. So we have 5 special themes, including Mike the Map Man, the Torrance Rose Float Association, where you're going to be able to see pictures of all the floats. Where are you going to get to see that? Down at our museum. we're doing our one of our favorite things. It's called the summer stroll.
That is exciting.
Yeah, and we go into old buildings. We learn a little bit about what they were, and then go inside. And it's for adults only because we get to have snacks and a little taste. So it's adult beverages, and again, we work really hard to have a balance. We also want the people to know that they can go online through the library's website and look at all the old newspapers, and they can read everything about Rock Around the Block or anything they want to know about.
So many great events coming up, and for people just maybe tuning in, the 13th annual Rock Around the Block party is happening this Thursday. It's from 5 to 8 p.m. What should people know about the streets that are blocked off? Where should they park?
Any of the surrounding streets,
Okay.
there's ample parking. You might have to walk a block, but it's a nice little stroll, and it's going to be a beautiful night, and they're going to hear the music as they're coming down the street, and they're going to want to hurry up and get there.
And the full street in front of the museum is shut down.
It's shut down, and we have some of those pennant flags up that are flapping in the breeze. We did that last night, and the cars are going to be there, and that's just so awesome to see the cars. And right away, there's games and entertainment. The Torrance are going to be there, and we have a Marilyn Monroe.
Ooh.
Oh, and she's going to sing Diamonds Are a Girl's Best Friend.
So it's like an all-night event. Sounds
Yes.
like so much fun.
You can come and paint a rock too, since it's Rock Around the Block. So we're excited, and we hope you'll have a really great time when you come down, and look forward to seeing you.
And our Torrance City Cable crew will be out there as well. So Janet, thank you so much for coming on my show and talking about this great event, and thank you for all that you do.
Thank you. We love being part of the city, and we love working with City Cable.
Have a great night.
Yeah, thank you very much.
And here's the info again for the wonderful event happening this Thursday. The 13th annual Rock Around the Block party is from 5 to 8 p.m. downtown Torrance, and it's all for free. Then don't forget the Torrance Historical Society and Museum is located at 1345 Post Avenue, and that is also open and free to the public. Well, that does it for Newsbreak Live. If you ever have news or video that you'd like to share, please email us at newsbreak@torranceca.gov. And for Facebook and Twitter users, use #NewsbreakLive. Have a great night.